Hello. Today you will be joining me on a virtual tour of our facility. So let me be the first to welcome you to our vehicle proving ground, Sahara. Located in Whitman, Arizona, our 6 square mile facility possesses numerous track surfaces, buildings, and testing amenities that are available to aid you in all types of vehicle road testing. This facility was originally opened in 1985 by Chrysler Corporation and is located less than 1 hour northwest of Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport at an elevation of 1,650 feet. Designated as Chrysler's hot weather testing facility due to the average temperature of over 100 degrees in the months of July and August, plus the numerous paved and unpaved track surfaces made this facility unique. The facility was sold in 2008 and sat dormant for over 10 years before being brought back to life in 2017. Today, we're going to provide you with a virtual facility tour and highlight some of the key features of the facility. Up ahead, we have our fuel station. This is where you can fill your vehicle with either premium unleaded or diesel fuel. If you are using a rental vehicle for test purposes and test purposes only, you can fill up here. Just like most commercial gas stations, simply lift the handle, flip the lever, fill your tank, and return the nozzle back to the pump. On the right-hand side is the full-service car wash with a vacuum. The car wash water pumps are activated by a red power button on the wall. Be aware that all the water valves have to be turned in line in order to get the water flowing to the foam brush or to the high-pressure sprayer. Please also note that the pump will time out and shut off. If that happens, you will have to go back and hit the power button once again. In case you can't remember all of this today, we have printed instructions on the interior wall of the car wash to assist you. We have 3 levels of gate security here in Sahara. Level 1 is the main gate from the public road and allows entry to the parking lot and the administration building. The Level 2 gating system allows you entrance to the garage, security, emergency services, and the test vehicle parking lot. As we are exiting the car wash, we will be approaching our Level 3 gate. This gate will allow you entry to all the facility's test tracks. To obtain badge access for the Level 3 gate, you must first complete facility orientation and Level 1 driver training. As we enter the test track area, remember to always have your headlights on, seatbelt fastened, and to adhere to all posted speed limits at all times. As you can see, we have several emergency notifications posted on the fence. In the event of an emergency, you must contact security and track control on channel 10 with the Motorola radio you were issued upon arrival. We are now officially on the test track access roads. This roundabout we are currently on is named West Turning Circle. If you take the first right turn, it will take you to the majority of our testing surfaces. However, today we will be exiting on the second turn, heading onto West Perimeter Road. The westbound lane has several speed bumps of varying size and construction. This road continues to the west and eventually becomes a dirt road which goes all the way around the facility. The whole facility measures over 3 miles wide by 2 miles north and south, 6 square miles. Please be careful when driving on this surface. If you're not cautious, the last bump could damage a vehicle that has a lower ground clearance. If you follow the white signs ahead, we will head east to our next testing surface. As we approach our first test surface, there is one thing that we must do that is of critical importance. We have to call on the testing surface utilizing the provided Motorola radios. Listen closely as we call on now. Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to the grades.
Copy, entering grade.
As you can hear, you always confirm that you have been granted access by utilizing a call and echo approach to ensure approval from track control prior to entering onto a track surface. On this side, you have a 20% grade going up. We will stop at the top to give you a bird's eye view. The top of the grades is 60 feet above the surrounding landscape. If you look to your south, there is a big white dome out there, which is State Farm Stadium where the Arizona Cardinals play. To the left of that, you can see our high-rise buildings of downtown Phoenix. Everything else you see out here is desert. Our facility is 20 minutes from the nearest hospital. However, we do have many areas suitable for a helicopter landing zone, so that in the event of an emergency, someone could be quickly evacuated. We also have fire and EMS on site for any emergencies that may occur. As we descend, you may have noticed that it is a little bit steeper. This is because this side of Powertrain Hill has a larger 30% grade. Please note that we only allow one vehicle on the grades at a time. Now that we are back to the summit of the hill, we will get a view of the north side of the facility. Track control, tour vehicle exiting grades.
Copy, entering grade.
This is South Perimeter Road. We have a speed limit of 40 miles an hour down this road. However, it is not posted. Just know that anytime you don't see a posted speed limit, 25 miles per hour is generally a safe speed of travel. We do have a stop sign ahead. If you look off to the right-hand side, that is an access road from the exterior contractor construction entrance. As part of our facility protocol, we will have security posted here, and they will check in and out third-party vehicles. Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to Chama Road bump course.
Copy, tour vehicle entering Chama bump course.
On the left side, we have what we call Chama Road. On the right side, we have the bump course. These surfaces provide harsh vertical input to the body and chassis of a vehicle. On the right-hand side, you can see 30 feet of single-wheel concrete dips. The left lane is Chama Road. It consists of 450 feet of in-phase concrete dips, then 350 feet of out-of-phase concrete dips. Next is 100 feet of diagonal steel trenches, followed by 350 feet of random potholes. Next, we have 350 feet of cobblestone road. Some of the oldest roads in the world use this surface. The end of Chama Road consists of 150 feet of single-wheel concrete dips and 100 feet of lateral steel trenches. So as we turn around and exit, it is important to remember that we only utilize the testing surfaces of Chama Road and the bump course going north, and we will always use the westernmost return lane going south. We do this because we might have several tests running simultaneously, so for safety reasons, if one test vehicle is traveling north and another test vehicle is heading south, they won't interact and inadvertently cause a head-on collision. Track control, tour vehicle exiting Chama Road bump course, and requesting access to the roller coasters.
Copy, tour vehicle exiting bump course, entering the roller coasters.
This portion of Perimeter Road is called the roller coasters. The recommended maximum speed is 37 miles an hour. However, be advised that if you go faster than 38 or 39, you may lose contact with the pavement. If you'll notice, this surface is very wavy and twisted in certain places. This is not because it was made incorrectly, but because it was engineered that way. This section of Perimeter Road, while traveling in either direction, is ideal for evaluating primary and secondary ride characteristics of a vehicle. So keep in mind, what you see right now is not a bad job. It is the way the road was designed. We are now approaching the unpaved portion of Perimeter Road. Up ahead, on the left-hand side, you'll see some arrows. Those arrows are pointing to the four-wheel drive truck trails. However, today, these roads are rarely used. Off to the left will be the future site of a freeway testing surface. Welcome to Tortuous Road. Tortuous Road is a durability surface that's designed to expose a vehicle's body and chassis to in and out of phase vertical inputs. The typical speed for most vehicles on this road is 35 miles per hour. Depending on vehicle wheelbase and suspension architecture, you may want to drive this road at a slightly lower speed to induce resonance over the washboard events. Fair warning, you may want to visit the restroom before spending any significant time on this road. As you may have noticed, we're getting a good shakeout of the vehicle now, which will continue like this for another quarter mile. It continues like this for a long while before we get a little break, and then it goes back to being bumpy again. I think you get the point. Off to the left, you can see some new dirt trails that were created by the survey team in preparation for the expansion of the facility. In the near future, this is going to be a paved highway system with multiple lanes. This new surface will allow us to simulate a freeway environment and conduct additional high-speed vehicle testing. This dirt road will continue on, and if you were to continue forward, it would take you to the interior perimeter road and to the straightaway. However, because there is a dry wash bed ahead, which requires four-wheel drive, we'll be turning back momentarily. Now, you might look at the desert landscape and say, oh my gosh, it looks dead. However, if you're here in the springtime, after a little bit of rain and some cooler temperatures, you'll see quite the transformation. Everything turns green. There are flowers everywhere, and it's really very beautiful. However, in the late summer and early fall, it looks quite desolate. For that reason, we prohibit anyone from smoking anywhere outside the designated smoking areas of the facility, because out here, all it takes is one match or lit cigarette to make its way into the scrub brush, and we could find a place ablaze in a very short period of time. Track control, tour vehicle exiting the roller coasters.
Copy, tour vehicle exiting the roller coasters.
We are now approaching the splash troughs. The splash troughs are capable of being filled with up to 20 inches of water. Driving a vehicle through the splash troughs can test for water ingestion into the engine, cabin, or underbody components. Driving through at speeds can also test for fascia retention. The splash troughs can also be used to cool suspension components during rigorous durability testing. We're now going to head to the straightaway. Please identify yourself by the vehicle name or number which you are in, and the surface that you would like to enter. Do not enter until you receive confirmation from track control that it is safe to do so. This is also a requirement each time you exit a surface. Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to straightaway.
Copy, entering the straightaway.
The straightaway is exactly what it sounds like. It's a 2-lane straight road which measures 2.4 miles from end to end, with a turnaround on each end. A long straightaway of this nature can be used for coast-down testing. An ideal coast-down surface would be free of traverse cracks and in much better repair. You can see residential homes down at this end. The only difference between the east and west end is that on the west side, the fencing is higher. So this surface, in its current state, is better for brake testing and autonomy component development. Track control, tour vehicle exiting straightaway.
Copy, exiting straightaway.
Every surface out here can be used for testing. Not any one surface is off limits for any type of testing. However, we still must call track control to let them know that a particular route is being used to ensure that no vehicle inadvertently compromises the test. As you travel throughout the testing area, be sure to watch out for wild animals. We regularly encounter coyotes and javelinas. If you are unfamiliar with southwestern wildlife, javelinas are wild hairy pigs which usually keep to themselves. However, don't attempt to feed one of these animals because they are known to bite or charge if they feel threatened. Over to the left, we have our 100-foot circle pad for steering tests, which is geographically located in the center of all testing surfaces. In the event of a critical medical emergency, this surface doubles as a helipad where an emergency helicopter would land if we had to evacuate someone quickly. Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to VDA.
Copy, entering VDA.
The VDA is where we can test vehicles at limit or beyond depending on the test. The VDA also houses a 16-acre asphalt flat pad in its center with an oval that runs north and south. Parking for the VDA is limited beyond the gate. To your right, you'll see the VDA garage, and over on the left-hand side, you see the restrooms. Remember earlier, we mentioned that some surfaces are uniquely designed. Well, as we approach the VDA testing surface, you are going to see how flat can be. I want you to take note of an important safety precaution. Whenever you enter the VDA track pad, as we are now, make sure that you stop at this concrete barricade and look left. Then turn your head and look over the entire surface to make sure it's clear. Even though we've already called on for track access, it is imperative that you visually verify whether there are no other moving vehicles on the track as well. If you were to drive onto the pad without stopping here, then you run the serious risk of someone driving into the side of your vehicle to cause an accident. So as you can see, this is an extremely flat testing surface. These concentric circles in the middle of the track are 80 meters and 200 meters in diameter, respectively. Properly trained and certified drivers use these circles for reference points when evaluating a vehicle for oversteer or understeer. Any testing that approaches the limit of the vehicle's capability can be only performed by Level 2 or Level 3 trained drivers. Please refer to the VDA Use Rules and Regulations document on the Sahara Confluence page for more information. So now we are on the VDA Oval. The speed limit on the outer lane of the southern loop is 55 miles per hour. The speed limit in the inner lane is 40 miles per hour. These corners are banked higher than the 4.2-mile oval by design. This is a special asphalt here. It is not the same asphalt that you would see on the oval. This section of the track we are on now is called the antenna. This is a new addition to the facility. Basically, it's an extended stretch of road where you can run vehicles if you need to gain more speed for your test on the VDA pad. So they would start the vehicle on this end and accelerate right across the middle to extend the track. On the north end of this oval is the real kicker. It is banked in such a way that if you were going 80 miles per hour around it, the centrifugal force will keep the vehicle going right around the curve with little steering effort required by the driver. Track Control tour vehicle has exited VDA.
Copy, exiting VDA.
As we turn to the left, you'll see a new surface that was created last year that we call the curb event. It's a concrete island raised between 4 to 8 inches off the asphalt, depending on which side you're on. Also, when entering and exiting this track, there is a big dip that simulates entering or exiting a residential driveway with a significant grade. This was built to mimic an entrance to SG-05 in Sunnyvale. Track Control tour vehicle requires access to city traffic.
Copy, entering city traffic.
This is city traffic. City traffic is basically a circle with an intersection in the middle. We have used this surface extensively since 2017. Since that time, there have been several additions, including a cul-de-sac, mailboxes, a bike lane, and a few yield spots. Track control. Tour vehicle is off of city traffic.
Copy. Exiting city traffic.
Track control. Tour vehicle requires access to Ride Road.
Copy. Entering Ride Road.
This is Ride Road, a multiple lane oval that merges into 2 lanes on the west bank and down to 1 lane on the east bank. Ride Road has 18 unique driving surfaces over a 1.8-mile track. Ride Road is driven counterclockwise, so upon entry you must turn right. As we enter the course, there are 3 lanes. The lane to our left has removable ride events, currently with heights of 10, 20, and 30 millimeters. The middle lane has traverse depression bumps, and the right lane possesses a 2% cross slope. As we move to the left, all 3 surfaces transform. We have the head toss in this lane, course aggregate in the center, and a 3% slope over to the right. It's 3 different surfaces. As we approach the corner, the surface goes down to 1 lane, so communication is key, especially if you have more than 1 vehicle on this surface at a time. Now we are to the really cool part. We have Getty's Road on the right-hand side, course aggregate on the left-hand side. Getty's Road is an actual road that exists near Ann Arbor, Michigan. As we finish on Getty's Road, it turns into Jackson Road, another road from the Midwest with some potholes. To the left of Jackson Road, we have raised and lowered concrete slabs, perfect for impact harshness evaluations. We are now on the sine wave section. We have in phase and out of phase. A lot of people ask, why? Well, it's for vibration testing. When you're out of phase, you get a louder, violent vibration, but when you move to the right, it becomes significantly milder. You can adjust your speed to put your vehicle into resonance, but this will vary based on the vehicle wheelbase and suspension architecture. If you look closely, you can see some utility hole covers and a little bit of railroad track. This surface has a little bit of everything. Track control, tour vehicle off of Ride Road.
Copy. Exiting Ride Road.
Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to Mirage.
Copy. Entering Mirage.
This is Mirage. Mirage has street lights, stop signs, crosswalks, bike lanes, jaywalking zones, and mannequins to simulate pedestrians. There are parked cars, merge points, barrels, and created construction zones. There's also school zones, cul-de-sacs, and street lights for nighttime testing. The shipping containers at Mirage are simulated buildings which provide occlusion during testing. Mirage is our most frequently used test surface, and where we conduct daily morning public road environment tests called RoboCity. There are 2 setup locations while others are testing on Mirage. The first one is the gas station located within Mirage, and the second is the south parking lot, which we passed on the left-hand side when entering Mirage. This road we are currently on is called Main Street, and it continues north where it will connect to the oval. So basically, you can leave town, go up to the oval, and return to town in a little under a few minutes. Track control, tour vehicle is off of Mirage.
Copy, exiting Mirage.
Track control, tour vehicle requesting access to Oval.
Copy, white van entering the Oval. Be aware that maintenance is out there on the side.
So this is the entrance to the Oval. You'll notice a little parking lane off to the right. If you receive a hold status from track control, you will park off to the right before traveling onto the test surface. Remember, we always drive the Oval counterclockwise. The only time we drive clockwise is if we have prior approval for exclusive use of the Oval. When exclusive use is granted, orange safety cones are placed at the entrance, making it off limits to other vehicles. If you look over to the left, we have the Oval connector loop. We regularly conduct simulated highway testing on the Oval. The Oval has 3 lanes. The innermost lane is for speeds from 0 to 60 miles per hour. The second lane is up to 75, and the third lane is for speeds up to 85 miles per hour. The overall speed limit is 85 due to the current condition of the Oval. Users must utilize turn signals when changing lanes. There are 4 pull-off areas on the inner lane of the Oval. Hazard lights must be used when stopped in these pull-off areas. Occasionally, you'll get a coyote or javelina running across our testing surfaces. We want to do our best not to run over the wildlife. If you can safely slow down and stop to avoid hitting wildlife, do so, but never swerve. So here at Sahara, remember to stop, not swerve for wildlife. Track control, tour vehicle exiting Oval. As we exit the Oval and head back to the garage, I would like to thank you for joining me on today's tour of the Sahara testing facility.
Copy, exiting Oval.
As we end this tour, I just want to quickly recap a few key safe practices. First, in the event of an emergency, remember, track control and security are on channel 10. Next, there is no smoking except in designated areas. And last but not least, be aware of your surroundings. There are dangerous insects and animals that can cause you harm if you are not paying attention. It has been nice exploring our facility with you today. So, as we enter the garage parking lot, I'd like to thank you for sharing your time with me. We hope this tour will help show you how Sahara can help facilitate the majority of your vehicle testing needs. We hope to see you soon.